Good morning, happy Wednesday. I thought today would be fun to do an honest craft room tour. I've done a couple of craft room tours previously, all very clean, very tidy, very organized. Right now my craft room is very much not that. So I've started preparing for all my Advent adventures that I do. I've got Vlogmas coming up. I've recorded a couple of videos for that already, or started to, and my craft room is a mess. And I need to make some progress today. And before I did that, I thought it might be fun to give you a bit of a peek behind the scenes of what's going on here, and also a little bit of an update on my gallery wall before I do some changes this afternoon. So I'll spin you around and let's take a wander through. Okay, so there is a lot going on here right now. So over here on my desk is my November journaling project that I'm hoping to wrap up. I'm going to cheat on this. There is 6 prompts left. I'm just going to power through those in the next couple of days so I can get that cleared off. My daughter has been into my Sewing Basics box, which lives up here normally. And then also under that is my Paper Scraps box, which normally lives on top of Sewing Basics. So they all need to go away. In the middle section, I pulled down last year's Christmas whip box, so I could go through there, work out what I was going to get rid of, what I was going to try and get done this year. To be honest, there is more in there than there should be. So lots of projects in there, some to get done this week, some I will deal with during Vlogmas. There's also some projects to go away, some projects in process. Over here on the table is where it's all happening. I have papers out to make my art journal Advent. I have a tub of fabric hardener from a project that I need to put away. I have a fan that needs batteries. I bought myself a new paper cutter. Well, I didn't buy myself. My parents gave me money for my birthday, and I bought that in a spotlight sale. Buried under there also is some more cross stitch fabric for a Christmas cross stitch, some Advent baubles, my Christmas dress in progress, a holiday album that I've been trying to get to since July, and then down on the floor, my sewing machine, because I've got a sewing project I still need to do, so I didn't want to put it away properly. A bag of stuff for a friend, fabric to go away that I pulled out of storage, a pattern that fell out of somewhere that needs to go away. These boxes are for an Advent project that I'm hoping to make a start on in the next couple of days, and so they've just got to live there because my room is small. This is the extent of my room, and so yeah, so if it doesn't fit on my shelves, which introduced stuff doesn't, it has to live on the ground. And then we have my gallery wall. So I keep my brayer here, which I know it feels weird, but I'm actually doing a photo series. So there is a reason for that. Here we have 3 clipboards with my projects in progress. This is obviously going nowhere fast, hopefully in the next week or so. I was waiting on the paper cutter to make progress on this one. This one here, you can see it's almost cleared off. This is actually, where is it? This piece over here. So that's a background of what's going to be a photograph and a diorama type of thing. So I just need to do one more element and then I can actually photograph it. So like I could finish that today if I could get motivated. So of the other pieces, these 3 down the bottom, I did those in my craft room in town. They're very simple and unsophisticated, but they're a fun callback to my creative progress. So I'm including them there. I found them in the container and added them, and the colors work really well. This piece here was made by Car, my podcast partner, for a swap we did a long time ago. This piece here, I taught a mixed media class, and so that was my display piece. Let's start back up at the top. This piece here is the first in a series called Feels Like Home. The very flash blue painter's tape is there because it started curling. So I stuck it up with just that one piece of washi there in the middle, and it started to curl off. So that's there just as an interim measure to hold it back in place. I'll just zoom out a bit. This is another mixed media piece I did about the similar era to this one when we were all mad about mixed media. This piece here is an oil painting that I did in a class. It's actually going this afternoon into the art gallery. It's being submitted to a student exhibition for the year. So that's really fun. I'm very excited to see my piece hanging in a gallery. This piece here was from a different class. My mum took me to an arts and crafts festival for my birthday a couple of years ago, and we did a charcoal drawing class, and it's very simple, but I love having it on my wall. This was made by Joy for a doll's quilt swap. This cross stitch here I did with AJ as a stitch along last year. I think it was last year, 2024. I think I started that. And this was a gift from my friend Zoe, easily distracted by cats and quilts. And I love this wall because it just shows all the different facets of my creative life. Something I've been feeling a lot of and I've written a bit about is I've been feeling a little bit creative blocked by niching down too much. I am not a niche creator. Um, I do a lot of different things. You know, there's quilting, there's cross stitch, there's drawing, there's painting, there's all these different, there's collage, there's all these different things that I do in my creative life. But recently I've been doing a lot of art, a lot of collage, a lot of art journaling, sketchbooking, that kind of thing. And if you've been on my channel for more than about 30 seconds, you will know that my niche is not having a niche. You know, there's sewing basics. If we look up at the boxes, there is felt and fibre, cricket, needlework, paper crafts, haberdashery, there is printmaking. I can't even read what's over there. Beading, journals, yarn tools. Like, there's a lot going on in here. And my brain thrives on novelty and difference. And sometimes I do like to do a deep dive and get stuck into all these arty type of things, or sometimes it will be crochet, or sometimes it will be knitting. And then I'll do that, and that's all I will do. And then I'll get bored of that, and then I'll move on to the next thing. And I feel like part of it is that I am in a small space. Part of it is that that's just kind of where my mojo has been leading. That's where the inspiration around me has been leading. It's been really fun to deep dive into new styles. Art journaling and collage and sketchbooking aren't something I've done a lot of over the years. I've done a lot more in the domestic arts. And so it's been really fun to do that. Don't get me wrong. But at this point, I struggle, especially when I'm coming to sharing, because I feel like all I'm sharing with you is paper crafts, for instance. And you might have found me 12 months ago when I was sharing a lot about spinning and knitting and quilting and that kind of thing. And so I do feel a little bit of pressure in that way as well, wanting to, you know, share a range of what I'm doing. And also, you know, encourage the dabblers. If you're a dabbler like me, you might have found my channel and go, this is cool, there's lots of different things going on. And then suddenly I get into just one thing, which makes it less interesting. So I do feel a little bit of pressure externally like that as a creator and a sharer. But my brain is just like, can we do something a bit different? And it just feels like it gets into a bit of a rut. Not necessarily, a groove is good, a rut not so much. And so I'm working really hard at the minute to get out of that rut and try different things. And I have that in the piles of stuff I've got lying around. You know, on my lounge is my crochet blanket. On the table is that dress I'm going to make, because for no other reason than it gives me a project, because it brings me joy. It is fun to sew and make a dress and have something cute and different to wear over the party season. So something I'm trying to work really hard at is making sure I do get a good range of things in my creative life. So I have different things to play with and work with, keep the creative muscles going. And being in Australia is summer next week for us. And so that makes a difference as well. Over winter, I tend to get into a little bit of a winter blues and just feel a bit flat. Now that summer's here, I've got a new burst of inspiration, a burst of motivation, and I'm very excited to get stuck into a heap of new things. My top 3 projects for this week are my dress, because there is a party next weekend I want to wear it to. So definitely the dress. So that's sewing. Number 2 is binding my art journal advent sketchbook. So that's art journaling, sketchbooking. And I had a third thing, setting up my floss. I want to set up my floss. So that's cross stitch, that's fiber arts for my thing. And then if I can, I would love to get my December daily album from last year finished in a basic way, so that I can move forward with a fresh slate. Ready for this year to be taking a photo a day, plus an Instax a day. We actually do 2 photo a day projects in December, me and my friend, who encourage each other. That's where I'm at the minute. I am enjoying being back into the weekly YouTube rhythm. Thank you so much to everyone who has stuck with me over the last couple of months, where I've barely posted my monthly vlogs and nothing else. And I am looking forward to next week. Starting on Monday, I will be posting a video a day for Vlogmas. So between the 1st and the 24th, lots of adventy type of content. If that's not your thing, that's fine. Just feel free to skip those videos. I will be back to regular posting in January. But if that is your thing, I would love to have you along. I hope it's full of inspiration and fun for you. And as always, thank you for watching my videos. I will see you on Monday. Bye.